Are we meant to be toyed with the fact that the Shin army will once again have the bad side to everything? It's bad enough the fact that Shin is not getting the treatment he deserves. Are you now foreshadowing that Heki will die? Not that Heki, sorry, I lost his pronounce, was that important, but if something tells me we are gonna meet more despair. I'm really getting sick of these no, not the mountain tribe, the evil mountain tribe. And I have a feeling like killing them is not gonna be that easy. Yes, this is the Kingdom, chapter 538. However, what I just said is just the ending of the chapter. The beginning of the chapter is just Soyeon looking at Ouhon's thing. And actually, a long time ago, when he served his lord, the one who I think was also one of the three heavens, he mentions how troublesome it was work for him. And it seems that he sees Ouhon's risky maneuvers as something very similar to everything else. We're also introduced to a new guy in the Akko army, apparently a guy who has been an eternal 1,000-man commander, an arrogant prick named Akakin. And it's worth noting that not even the Ouhon army, the guys who are the epitome of arrogance, do not like him. That's a foreshadowing that this Akakin is someone who is not exactly so easy to get along with. Apparently they call him the son of a bitch prodigy. Although I don't really know what that is. So with that, Ouhon's army also stops, and they wonder what they're gonna do next. So the Sao Commander Show decides to separate targets in order to use the numerical advantage. They have Gyaku pursue the fleeing bulk of the Guhu unit, while the others will turn around and deal with the 8,000 Oko army reinforcements that are closing in. And so he picks out 1,000 cavalry from their men and form detachments. Ouhon looks at this chaos and wonders what they're gonna do next, and gets unexpected help from Akakin, who only has 200 men with him. As when he enters the scene, he made a mocking sound of the fact that the young lord stole the thunder. He suddenly begins to say like, I, Akakin, shall handle these 1,000 cavalry who dare defy and interfere with you. So, however, he also screams, if you do that, and I'm sure even your father will start smiling on that mask of his. And he ends by saying, I simply ask you to remember this debt, so that for you to take the helm that may repay me or my children tenfold. So, whoever Akakin is not exactly known. According to one of those guys from Ouhon's army, it's worth noting that apparently his personality has earned him the eternal rank of 1,000-man commander. And he also says he's probably the number one wasted potential in the Akko army. It's not exactly known what kind of guy he is, especially when he was said to be the problem child prodigy, but who knows. The Ouhon army is now entered into somewhere where they can no longer be stopped. But the army changes to the Ryu army, where the enemies of the mountain tribes are looking down on the Shin mountain tribes, seeing who is the more troublesome, saying that the Baju units are one who is stronger, the tribe of the big with the huge shins, the masked Mera tribes, and also saying that the god of death, none other than Yontawa, is someone who is more deadly than anyone else, implying she is worth killing. However, the king of Rago of course says that he is the one to be killing her alone. But he also mentions where is Shinju. Apparently he hasn't left the battlefield, but he did leave the battlefield to check something. It seems that he is the kind of instinct general, because he looks in a place which seems to have nothing on it, and he mentions he was correct. As he pulled back to Raiso, we suddenly get a narrative foreshadowing a very huge despair, who says the third day of Ryuju would see a huge event occur whose aftermath would weigh heavily on the entire Shin forces, and its targets was none other than the Heki army. Why the Heki army? In this case, the mountain tribes are the ones who are considered the more troublesome. So why taking out the Heki army? Who knows? But is this meant to foreshadowing that Heki is the one who is going to die? Or is this just meant to something else? Either way, a chapter for me that seems to imply that we are to have despair. I mean, it was better than last week. Last week was a huge disappointment for me, which actually shocked a lot of you more famous Kingdom manga fans. It just wasn't my type of chapter. Is this my type of chapter? Well, it foreshadows despair, and I hate despair, as you all know. I may talk about despair all the time, but that doesn't mean I like it. That's the problem when you have been drowned in despair. So yeah, what this is meant to foreshadow, no idea. But the action was good, so give me your thoughts if you have any.